Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia and this is the Frontline Changes report for the past 24 hours for the day of 1360 for the 14th of November. Drop the black box. Today is there's some crazy frontline changes. Major frontline collapses over in the Komar front, but we're gonna go straight to the north first at the Dvorichna front. So this is Dvorichna. And this in the Dvorichna region where the Russian forces is trying to straighten the front line, there is update from the Russian mapping. So according to the Russian mapping, the Russian forces have advanced around the south of Dvorichna. So there's some advance in this sector in the west of Dvorichna, and on the east of Dvorichna, according to the Russian mapping, there is also advance mainly in the north of Konstyantynivka. So there is this advancing front line, which all aligns to our analysis that the Russian forces is trying to do this offensive in this manner and then do the straightening of the front line in this area here. Then they can put pressure on Konstyantynivka. So this operation is ongoing with the advance probably at the maximum 1.6 kilometers. The one in the south of Dvorichna is, I can't see, maybe 700 meters, I guess. 500, 600 meters around there. So that is the frontline changes over in the Dvorichna region on the Dvorichna front. So the next frontline change, we go on to further south to NOVOPAVLIVKA over in the Oskil front. So Oskil is over here. This is NOVOPAVLIVKA. Over this sector here, there is geolocation of Russian forces in this position. So this means that the Russian forces have advanced and captured some grounds in the entrance of NOVOPAVLIVKA, and which means that the battle for NOVOPAVLIVKA may have begun. The advance here is very small, I think, probably 100 meters. Oh, it's more than that. There's like 300 to 400 meters. Oh my god. Yeah, is this? Wow, this is 400 meters. I'm quite surprised. Okay, no, maybe Ukrainian trees and houses are really big. I don't know. So after NOVOPAVLIVKA, the next frontline change, we go further south to the Siversk front. Over in Dvorichna, we have geolocation of Russian forces. 1, 2, 3, and this confirms almost. I still have a little bit here, but it's as good as the whole of Dvorichna. It has been captured by the Russian forces, corroborating Russian claims. So the Russians have claimed that oh, sorry, I should move this down a bit. Russians claim this capture for some time already. I think is, let me see, what's the date? Since the 24th of October. So we finally have some geolocations to confirm that. So this is pretty late, I would say, almost a month, I would say 3 weeks to do this corroboration. I would say it's basically as good as captured. Just that I'm a bit conservative. Like here and here, I mean, this is a distance of like almost 400 meters. 400 meters can be pretty far, So yeah, I mean, that's the maximum effective range of a rifle and of an assault rifle. So it is very, very, very far. So after the Dvorichna, the next frontline change. Let me turn off the fighting icons again. So we are here. The next one is at Rusinya, so which is over in the Konstyantynivka front. So this is Konstyantynivka, and over in Rusinya, the Russian mapping have updated the map to show updated straightened front line, where the Russian forces have straightened the front line along Rusinya. I have always mentioned that this is a static line. So, but this is straightening of the front line is it's pretty static. Generally speaking, they're just straightening this position. Whether they, after conquering this place, whether they will break out is another story altogether. Just want to say. So after so this Rusinya advance is probably around 1.6 to 2 kilometers. So that is the distance here. After Rusinya, the next frontline change is at Sqkm. So over Sqkm, we have geolocation of Russian forces continuing their advance on the eastern part of Sharkove, which is interesting because we have a lot of Ukrainian claims of Ukrainian advances south of this position, which is kind of funny. So Ukrainians have been claiming these advances in Volodymyrivka, but somehow the Russians have been advancing, in Sharkove. And then the Ukrainians also claim that they are advancing in this sector. So I have no idea what the hell is happening. This don't make sense at all. There's no logical sense to this. So this is perhaps the most gray zone place right now in Ukraine war, which is this chain of settlement here. This is the most confusing part, particularly this area here. So let's wait and see. Because if not, then you can see there's actually an island. There's an encirclement of Russian forces allegedly here. If based on the combination of the Ukrainian mapping and our mapping, this makes zero sense. So let's see how this goes. This advance here, if you want to know the distance, is around 400 meters. After this frontline change over in Sharkove, just to check whether it's recording and there's sound, good. Sometimes I do have to check halfway through recording. It's like, and is it recording, or is there sound being recorded? We go to the Pokrovsk front. So in the Battle of Pokrovsk, we have some updates. And so first thing first, we have geolocation of Russian forces at Ray or Rock. So this area here is now confirmed to be captured by the Russian forces. Basically, we can kind of roughly say that Rock or Ray has been taken by the Russian forces, but generally speaking, I don't even rate this as a proper place because it's like this is generally part of Pokrovsk. It makes zero sense that this should be a separate town or village. Like, why is this so special that they have its own name? Same for Hanativka. It just don't make sense at all. So whatever, this is just part of Pokrovsk, the Battle of Pokrovsk. However, this bigger chunk here, this is based on Russian mapping. So the Russians have claimed that they have taken the entire salient, which I believe that that's most likely true. So this center and south center, southeast of the center district, plus the Rock or Ray region has been taken by the Russian forces. So all of this sector here, and that includes the entire of the railway station. So there is a lot of arrows because it's just nice, and then I can use this for the thumbnail. So the total advance, the maximum advance is almost 2 kilometers. At the Rock or Ray region is around 300 meters. So let's see how this goes. This is just a Russian claim. This is not corroborated yet. Those are just claim. And the Russian continue to map further in the northwest of Pokrovsk, in the entrance from Khryshine. They have mapped that this sector here also has been taken by the Russian forces. This, I'm not so sure if it is the truth, mainly because the Ukrainians have been consistently counterattacking from the Khryshine direction. So for the Russians to take this position feels a bit optimistic in terms of the mapping. But but we have to map it because that's how they mapped it. The advance is on average probably 500 meters. This also means that the Russians allegedly have taken the entire industrial zone, which I'm not so sure. So, but let's see how this goes. Maybe the Russian mapping have some geolocations that have not appeared on my feed. So just see how this goes. The reality is that I have my trusted sources. So if they appear on the sources, then I will be mapping them. If not, then I wouldn't know. Because I don't do the geolocation myself because it's just super time consuming to do geolocations. Although I can do, I'm just okay with it. I'm not super duper good. There are some insane geolocators out there that can find places that is insanely difficult. I'm not one of them. I'm decent geolocator, but no, I'm not that expert, and I'd rather not spend time doing that because there's so much things happening around the world. NOVOPAVLIVKA. So this is actually in between the Pokrovsk front and the Komar front. And this in between zone, we have some insane frontline change around here. This piece on the top is 18.3 square kilometers, below is 38.8. So this is geolocation. So we have two geolocations of Russian forces in the eastern part of NOVOPAVLIVKA. So this means that the Russian forces basically have I have drawn a pretty optimistic frontline change, which means that the Russian forces have basically overrun the entire undefended farm grounds, all these farmlands, and basically attack into NOVOPAVLIVKA. This did not happen overnight. This probably happened over a long period of time, maybe at least 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks, as the Russian was progressing. Because we have frontline changes in the south that took around a week ago, I think. So since that week, maybe the Russians have continued to advance. The Ukrainians have been struggling to hold on to the line, and the Russians have entered into NOVOPAVLIVKA, starting the battle for NOVOPAVLIVKA. So this is pretty huge. This is entire total collapse of the front line in this sector here. The advance is 7 kilometers. So this is definitely, it probably took 4 days for this to happen, I guess. So let's see how this continues to play out. This is a massive frontline change, and this will be one of the main numbers that is going to prop up the numbers of frontline change for the Russian side for today. And then we have second last frontline change is over at Oskil. This is also a big one. We have geolocation of Russian forces essentially capturing Oskil with multiple geolocations in Oskil, corroborating a lot of the Russian claims as well as more. So most of the Russian claim is now corroborated, and the Russians have captured Oskil through the confirmation of the geolocation. So this is a massive frontline update. It does not corroborate everything because like this part here is very unrelated to the geolocation, so I didn't. But to reach here, clearly they must go from somewhere. So this is how I mapped it. And this advance here is around 6 kilometers. So clearly this also did not happen over a night or a day, because we have the Russian claims before this. So it also happened over the past 3 days, 4 days. So yeah, but very crazy frontline change. And you can see these two frontline change is just massive. We have this one, and then we have this one. Oh, it's wrong button. Okay, something like this. Yeah. So this is the frontline changes in the Komar front. And one last frontline change is over in the Hulyaipole sector at Zeleny High. So this is also geolocation. We have 3 different geolocations marking the Russian advance towards Zeleny High. So this is the frontline change in this sector. The advance is around 1.1 kilometers. So that is the advance here. They're probably going to start the battle for Zeleny High and Vasily in the very near future. So that's it. I haven't done the graph yet because I haven't had the time to go through the archives. But yeah, I'll probably get to it. I know a lot of you guys are excited about it. So anyway, help to share the videos from DPA because the algorithm nowadays is just not so good. So I need your help to share the videos so that we can get a bigger reach. So yeah, and we're going to do some calculation of the total area captured, and we have some insane numbers today. Ukraine captured 0. Insane, right? How can Ukraine is winning, but no, they captured 0? That makes 0 sense. Well, you see, that's the pun. I didn't even plan it. It's happened to be 0. So after this, so the Russians captured yesterday was 44.47, and that was huge already. Today, we 100% going to exceed it. So 9.04 plus 0.54 plus 0.74 plus 4.86 plus 3.71 plus 81.9 plus 1.54. The total area captured is 102.33 square kilometers. This is an insane huge number of square kilometers captured by the Russian forces. But just to But of course, we have to put into consideration that a lot of this is Russian claims. It's not confirmed through geolocation or Ukrainian corroboration yet. So, but it is an indication of the continued collapse, particularly in the Komar front region. Yeah, things is getting bad. The other one is the Dvorichna front. That is also pretty bad. The corner front, I always like to call that, is collapsing. The NOVOPAVLIVKA one totally collapsed, entirely collapsed. Oskil, as you see on screen now, is also totally compromised. So a lot of things is happening in the Ukraine war, and yeah, so we shall see how this continue to play out. The definitely Pokrovsk, the Battle of Pokrovsk is not the only highlight. Of course, it's just people just like to talk about it because it's a big city, a major city, based on the front line that is currently happening. So anyway, thank you for watching. Happy birthday to you. If your birthday today, press the like button, subscribe, press the like button, and I'll see you guys in the next update.